Okay, so just recently, Elon Musk kind of disclosed how much money he's been supplying Ukraine with in the form of Starlink communication services. And due to the nature of how expensive it cost, he kind of took a jab at the Pentagon and basically told them to pick up the tab, so to speak. So the Pentagon Press Secretary General Pat Ryder had nothing to say about it, but what he did say was that what an individual company may or may not do in any particular corner of the world, of course, is on their responsibility for the company to decide what to do. This came at a news conference at the Pentagon on October 18th, and this comment also came after Elon Musk made a claim that SpaceX may potentially cut off communications in the Ukraine if they don't start paying the bill. So after showing off how much money was actually being spent, it became very apparent that this was an expensive task, considering the current profit margins at SpaceX and the state of the economy right now, considering inflation and interest rates and all that. But Elon Musk said that 25,000 terminals were sent to Ukraine, but only 10,000 are paying for the service. Roughly 5,000 of these were sent by the United States Agency for International Development as part of a public private partnership with SpaceX. Ryder mentioned that the Department of Defense does continue to discuss various matters with SpaceX to include Starlink. He did confirm that the Department of Defense so far has not paid SpaceX any money for Starlink services. The Pentagon said it has committed more than $18 billion in security assistance since the start of Biden's administration, which 17 billion of that came since the start of Russia's invasion. So during a briefing at the Pentagon on October 14th, Deputy Press Secretary Sabrina Singh mentioned that the Department of Security recognizes the importance of satellite communications capability and its capabilities on and off of the battlefield. They did note that there are other companies manufacturing satellite communications outside of SpaceX, by saying that, quote unquote, there's not just SpaceX, there are other entities that we can certainly partner with when it comes to providing Ukraine what they need on the battlefield. So they're basically just trying to not show their hands off here fully, but I mean, we all can kind of guess that SpaceX has the highest quality when it comes to satellite communications. But Musk also stated on October 14th that in addition to terminals, they have to create, launch, maintain, and replenish satellites and ground stations and pay for access to internet, on top of defending against cyber attacks and jammers. So you can kind of understand how quickly this is all adding up when you factor in that he's doing all of this for free. Musk claimed that he claimed that SpaceX is losing roughly $20 million a month. Elon seemed also to have a change of heart the very next day as he went on Twitter and said, quote unquote, the hell with it, even though Starlink is still losing money and other companies are getting billions of taxpayer dollars, we'll just keep funding Ukrainian governments for free. So the Ukrainian Vice President Mikhailo Fedorov voiced how important Starlink is for the country, stating that it has become a key piece to the country's critical infrastructure. So it's kind of wild to think that a private company like SpaceX potentially has the power to control national policies. Elon Musk added himself and SpaceX to this giant chessboard that is the Ukraine versus Russia war, I guess. He did this kind of passively by just adding high quality satellite communications in support of Ukraine. But he's now signaling for the United States government to basically fund this necessity for the nation, even after billions of dollars have already been sent to them in the form of weapons and resources. SpaceX has the power to actually cut off the internet in a critical part of the world right now at any given moment. So it might be in the Department of Defense's best interest to give Elon and SpaceX kind of whatever they're asking for, really. So Elon Musk has been all over Twitter the last few months, getting himself involved in this Russia-Ukraine situation. He basically called for a peace treaty, some would say, and people kind of flipped it and assumed that he was helping Russia or talking to Russia, but then he kind of pulled out the receipts on how much money he's actually investing in Ukraine and to help them. But he does find a way to always insert himself into the mainstream news and media somehow. But that's pretty much going to wrap this one up. I hope you did find some value out of this one. Be sure to leave a comment. Go ahead and hit the like button for me too, and subscribe while you're at it.